Welcome to the Retro Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Estonia. Welcome on in, everybody. Flyers have 2 games remaining between now and the Olympic break, and there is nothing to talk about around the team. But we are here to break down the Philadelphia Flyers versus Washington Capitals game this evening. And we said, you know what? It is such a pleasure and such a joyous occasion. 2 games left before the Olympic break that we decided not only were we going to bring in Bundy, but we're also bringing in the great Bill Meltzer down on the end. Welcome in to the Press Row Show. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
I got to apologize because it was my fault that we ended up going. Not that it's a problem. I mean, I love going 4 guys here. You get good conversation. But I forgot that there was a Sixers game tonight.
Yeah, at 10 o'clock, and they do their pregame, so it would have cut into the time on 97.5. So the Flyers are on 93.3 tonight.
Yeah.
The Sixers are on 97.5 at 10 p.m.
So that's why Bundy didn't have to do pregame radio, and I had already asked Bill to come on the show pregame, so we ended up with 4 of us here tonight.
That's okay.
It's all good.
It's always a pleasure to have Bill. It's certainly a pleasure to have Bundy pregame. And I don't know where you want to start the conversation at tonight. What do you?
Well, we have to talk about.
Is Nick Delorier in the lineup tonight? Are we getting a Tom Wilson Nick Delorier fight tonight? Is that the number one story in town?
I don't know if Wilson's going to fight with 2 games left to go before the Olympic break.
Yeah.
He's not going to want to risk getting injured. That's not going to stop him from running around here, though.
Yeah.
So what are we going to talk about today, Russell?
You almost pulled a Cody Rhodes. So what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Bill gets it. He knows. I'm handing it over to you. You're the one who wrote a story today.
Well, I wrote a story.
I didn't write anything.
Look, I wrote a story today, yes. And I wrote a story about the whole Mishkov conundrum, firestorm. And I said, my take on the whole thing was, it could have been avoided if the messaging that came out from the organization, particularly the coach, was a little bit different. And, like, you can softly criticize a player, but also kind of give context as an answer to the question. And look, the question that was asked by Bill Matz over at PHLY, that's the clip that's going around to everybody, was related to Matvei Mishkov's time on ice. And Tak's answer was a little defensive.
A little.
And that, it focused on things that, you don't need to really bring up. And look, we're in an era where whenever a coach talks in coach speak, right, we get tired of it. We hate it. We're like, oh, my God, I wish this guy was more transparent. Wish he was more honest. Then you get a guy like Tak who's honest to a fault. And we're like, well, wait, you don't need to say all that, right? And I'm with you on that because I don't think you do need to say all that. I think there was a better way for him to explain it and kind of just talk about, hey, listen, let's talk about his shifts and how they work, right, Bill? I mean, that's what I think is the bigger story here that kind of got lost because Tak answered the question in the wrong way.
Yeah, and I'll take it back to previous regime. When Vino was coach, his first year here, the year they went to the conference final, there was a controversy during the season that Giroux's ice time was down in terms of minutes, right? And so was Voracek's. And AV said, look at their shifts and compare it to their average shifts last year. And they were exactly the same, but they were playing about 2 fewer minutes a game because they were taking shorter shifts. If Tak had gone there and said, he had 18 shifts and Barkey had 18 shifts and Briere had 2 extra shifts, but that was only because Couturier was sent out to take 2 face-offs. So that was really more about Zegras' face-offs that it had to do with the wingers, then you don't have a controversy.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there are certain things that you could talk about, right? I mean, I think you can have a conversation and say, could Mishkov be out instead of Brink in those situations?
Right.
Possibly. Right? I mean, you could talk about the overtime, right? Like, I think that there's a good conversation to be had. Could he play in the overtime? I understand why they're not, but I mean, I think you could make an argument for him to play in the overtime. But the whole 10:41 thing, it's not because they're not putting him out on the ice.
Yeah.
He's taking a regular shift. He's coming off early. And a couple of the times, like if you take a 30-second shift, Bundy, and you can attest to this, right? Like if you have like a 30, 35-second shift and there's a stoppage in play, the coach is going to make a line change, right?
Yeah.
Right? And so it might be a shorter shift than you wanted, but they're not going to say, oh, well, you still got 15 or 20 seconds left. Get back out there to start it up, because then you don't want to get caught, right? Right?
No, I mean, you don't want to get caught out tired.
Right. So there are some shifts that are
I
like
always
that.
say you got to anticipate fatigue.
Right. Right.
You know,
Exactly.
And that's what you got to be aware of when you're on the ice. So.
Right. And so and that's really what it comes down to. So like he is getting the regular shifts, and there's, like I said, there's a couple that you can sit there and say, yeah, maybe you can make a debate for it. But if we're talking about like 2 shifts or 3 shifts a game, I mean, that's not the difference maker here. That's not, like, fans wouldn't be happy if he took 3 more shifts and was at 12 minutes instead of 10. Right?
I think it all depends. See, so Ant and I had this conversation earlier today, and I think it's kind of like the sum of a whole lot of things together are what's leading to so much of the fan backlash online. And I think that ever-growing sentiment of negativity is there. Negativity, though, actually does mean that people care. It's when the apathy kicks in, which we saw in the Chuck Fletcher regime, that you just simply cannot have happen. When the apathy sets in, you are screwed. And so the fact that there are so many fans who are worked up about it is a good sign insofar as people are still interested in the team, even though they've lost 11-13. I think that so much of the minutes per game thing is when you add to it the perceived pot shots by talking about Mishkov in the press, and that included at the Carnival. And I think when you also add into account, and this is I think a really important factor, you look at what Mishkov was able to do last season in overtime, the amount of overtime winners he had, and then you fast forward to this year and he's just not on the ice for OT. Can you make an argument that because of possession-based, or how possession-based overtime is, and if he's not in shape, that it could be detrimental? You certainly could. But I think when you add all those things up together, it gives more fodder and more ammunition to the negative part of the fan base that feels like a regression. I'm not sure that the individual parts are all that problematic, but when you add them up together, I think that's where so much of the fan
the regression doesn't always come from a coach.
It doesn't necessarily, no.
No, I mean, I think Talk's trying to get his message out in terms of what went on with Mishkov earlier in the year, and maybe should have kept some of it in-house, but at the same time, I think there was a lot of frustration from a guy that they had expected and heard that he wanted to be a world-class player, come into shape, in the camp out of shape. That doesn't help anybody's cause, and quite frankly, it's going to piss off a lot of people. That's the reality of it.
Yeah. By the way, just Russ is getting ready here.
Can I ask a question, though, really quick? Go ahead.
I'm just going to announce Danny Briere is holding a press conference in about 7 minutes.
Okay, so we'll let you head to that.
Yeah, so
I'll go
Russ
over
is going to go over.
When I bring
we'll
it up,
stream
I'll bring it up on the stream, and then you guys will be able to hear it, too.
So we'll be able to hear it.
Bill,
and go.
I don't know if you're going to want to head over there, too, or not, but
Yeah.
I'll have it.
Do you want to head over to that, too?
I'll head over in a couple minutes.
Okay. Yeah. So
you know, Bundy, I think that it's a totally fair thing about coming into camp out of shape, and, like, it'll piss you off, and if you're a coach, and I think even if you're a teammate, and you have somebody who, you know, is being relied on, and I think a lot of the guys in this locker room, right, at the beginning of the year, they wanted to see that this kid who really gave a lot of hope last year and looked like he was going to be a really good player. I think if he comes into camp out of shape as a teammate, you're probably pissed off. But I guess my question is, like, Bundy, like, at what point do you just, like, as the coach, stop harping on it? Is it going to be a thing that needs to be brought up all year? Didn't come into camp, you know, in good shape. I feel like at some point there has to be an expiration.
Out of shape, when they say out of shape, I'll tell you what that means, and I figured it out today. It means he had a high body fat. That's exactly what it meant. And it's a long way to work down if you have high body fat to get that down to a normal NHL level. It's almost, Bill will tell you, it's almost impossible to do it in a calendar year. You can get your wind up, but you can't get your body fat down if that's the case.
That's why the off seasons are so precious to players. Why having a shorter off season makes it harder. And Mishkov basically lost his whole off season for the most part. He came in the The body fat percentage is way elevated beyond where it should have been, and then it puts you behind the 8 ball for most, if not all, of the year. In most cases, so that makes it really tough. I did want to address, another talking point for Mishkov, playing the right wing versus the left wing. Now, I have no doubt that he's more comfortable on the right side. He's played more on the right, even though he's a left-handed shot. I mean, that's a big part of the reasoning why Taka moved him over this season. But so I looked at the numbers, and the first 16 games of the season, he was actually still a right wing. Okay, so his average points per game was 0.56. The last 37 games he's been on the left, his points per game is 0.51, almost no difference. And now it's not a perfect measure because that doesn't indicate which side of the ice a point is scored on. I mean, it's really about where you line up on a face-off anyway.
Right.
So,
right.
And
there's a difference between F1, F2, F3.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And Bundy, can you maybe give an example of what the difference is between those guys, 1, 2, and 3? So F1, F2, in a system, not necessarily where you're lining up.
I mean, I didn't hear. I missed the last part. Are you talking about situational, like on a forecheck?
Yeah. So F1's usually your center who goes in first.
F1's
right?
usually the center, and the wings are going to cover the other 2 wingers on the boards. The defenseman will be responsible for that as well.
Right.
But F1 is the guy that's either going to try to cut the ice in half, depends on what your forecheck is. He's going to try to angle the defender with the puck to try to force him to make a play.
Right.
And then F2 is going to slide down if it comes to the other half boards to cover that pass or that rim.
Right.
And the same thing goes for the other way, and the 2 defensemen will stay loose behind them.
Right. And it doesn't particularly matter which side of the ice.
No, it doesn't.
Right?
I mean, in terms of being on like the right side or the left side, it doesn't make a difference no matter what you are.
Right. That's just more that's more for how you line up.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Russ is gonna Russ headed over. He's got his camera and his little lav mic that we debuted at the carnival on Sunday. So we are going to stream this live.
What do you suppose the context is?
It's going to be all about Mishkov. It's the whole thing, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna. When you heard Elliot Friedman this morning, I don't know if you heard it, but on his 32 Thoughts podcast, said, we're putting out the Danny Briere bat signal, which was kind of ridiculous, but nevertheless, he said it, and that he said that, the message is probably going to be when Danny comes out, that he's the only one who can say, hey, we're going to leave all of this behind us, and we're starting over with Matt between the team and Mishkov. Right. We're at day 1 here, or day 0 is what he said, and that we show us going forward, and anything going forward now is on the player, and it's not necessarily like, hey, we're bad-mouthing the player or anything like that. So I that's what Elliot said. I got to assume when Elliot's reporting something that it's coming from somewhere in the organization. So it would not surprise me if that's what Danny says. We'll find out in a couple minutes here. Russ is going to have it up on when he pops in, we'll put it up on the screen. And we'll be able to hear the Danny Briere press conference. You know how to control that, right, Andrew? Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. He's over there. It's just not live yet. So, yeah, I mean, look, I got to imagine that there was a conversation with management and talk.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it was like an awful conversation. Like, I don't think it was one of those, what the F are you thinking?
Right.
Kind of things. I think it's just more of, hey, understanding, like, just know where we're at and then know what the temperature is around the team when you say things.
Yeah.
That's all I think it really is. Right. I don't think his job's in jeopardy or anything like that. Right. I just think it's that was probably the conversation that was had. So we'll see what Danny has to say. We'll respond to it. So can you see what's going on, Andrew? Yeah. So we'll know. You'll give us a sign there when it's ready. Oh, there it is. I can see it too now. Like I'm seeing a lot of feet. Seeing a lot of feet. There we go. All the media's feet. While we're waiting, here's a question from Rob Ski. super chat. Thanks very much for the super chat. Bundy, do players really care what is said in the media by the head coach, or is it more in-house?
No, players care because the message goes out, and everybody nowadays, they're all following Twitter, they're all reading the papers, they're all listening to podcasts and whatnot. So, yeah, it does have an implication for sure when a coach says something, especially something that would be perceived as negative about a player. That would wear on the player for sure.
Yeah. I think
there's some guys that wouldn't give a crap either. They'd just be like, whatever, I don't care.
You were one of those guys.
You know what? A little bit, but not a lot. Like I didn't like it either. I didn't like being
but you had a good disposition about yourself.
I did. I mean, what was I going to do? Right? Like you can't. There's nothing you can
do.
Here we
go.
Right,
guys, I just wanted to address a little bit of the noise that is going around, especially when it comes to a little bit of a rocky patch that we've hit lately. I know it's upset a lot of people, but it's just the reality of a team growing. Early in the season, when we were fighting for one of the top position in the division, we realized that that was probably a little ahead of schedule. I was probably getting better results that was warranted at the time. What's happened now, the way we've been playing lately, and what's happening. I also know that it's not as bad as the way we've been playing. So we're somewhere in between all that. It's important to keep even keeled. One thing I've learned, as a player, is not to get too high when things are going well, not to get too low when things are sliding. So that's how we feel. We've said all along that our players would tell us, when it's time. It's still part of the rebuild. We're still dealing with a young team that is learning how to face those tough games, those tough experiences. It's all part of the process. So that's number one. The other thing is the Rick Tocchet, Matt Bates, Mishkov, that's out there. One thing I can tell you, first of all, is Matvei Mishkov is not going anywhere. Let's make that clear. Okay, Matvei is going to be here for a long time. He's going to be a good player here for the Flyers, and what he's going through right now is all part of the learning process. So that's out of the way. It's not going anywhere. He'll be here. He'll be a good player. You don't know what you don't know. Matvei arrived here, and him along with guys like Denver Barkey, Nikita Gurbankin, they're learning how to become better pros. You don't know before you arrive to the NHL what it's like on a daily basis, the grind and everything that's attached to it. They're learning, and that's what Rick Tocchet is trying to teach them. I've been through it. Pete Jones has been through it. Rick Tocchet has been through it. It's all part of the process. You could go in our locker room, you can ask guys like Jamie Drysdale, Bobby Brink, Tyson Forster, Cam York. They've all been through it. When you arrive, it's tough. And that's where we were fortunate. I said it a couple of years ago when Matvei arrived earlier than expected. We knew that there would be some bumps along the way, and that's kind of what is happening. The other thing I can tell you, and I talk to Rick Tocchet on a daily basis, he wants Matvei to succeed. He wants to develop him to be the best player he can be. Along the way, there's tough lessons that comes with it. We're raising a child. He's there's tough lessons that he's learning. It doesn't matter if he's playing, 12, 14, 16, or even if he was playing 52 minutes a night. He's learning along the way. It's part of the process, and it's going to make him a better player along the way. And Rick Tocchet wants that. He wants to be here for the long haul to lead this team. Him and Matvei, they have a good relationship. Sometimes they're fiery. Sometimes, when you're not winning, things are done, said, but they always come back to the table. They want the best for this team, and Rick wants the best for Matvei. I know there were some comments, regarding, missing treatments and from Rick Tocchet at the tournament. Those comments were made, in relations to trying to explain how players are learning along the way. He wasn't targeting Matvei. Matvei is learning, and there's things that that have happened along the way, just like they've happened with Denver Barkey, Bankton. If you ask Trevor Zegras, I'm sure there's things like that. It's trying to teach these guys to become better pros, making sure that everything off the ice is taken care of. Treatments is one of them. Trainings, workouts are part of it. Your nutrition, getting massage to make sure you're prepared for the next game, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of stuff that comes into play when you're learning to become a better pro. So that's what's happening. You know, don't forget that guys like Travis Konecny has gone through it. Just a few years ago, you know, he went from, I think, first few seasons where he scored 24 goals, I think 3 years in a row, and then all of a sudden, you know, he went 2 seasons where he, you know, couldn't get to 20 goals. That's how we got Trevor Zegras. That's how we got Owen Tippett. I've been through it myself. There's ups and downs along the way, and that's what, you know, Matt Veen and everybody else have gone through, unless you're Wayne Gretzky, probably didn't get too much bumps along the way. Most players are going through it. That's all it is. And I wanted to make sure.
Take a few questions only.
Any questions?
In regards to this, with break coming up, is there a chance for these guys to kind of get their heads clear a little bit and then kind of do a reset once everybody comes back?
Well, hopefully. I mean, I don't want to go and look too far ahead. I hope we find a way to maybe get a couple wins, you know, this week going into the break. And the guys could feel even better about themselves going into the break and realize that, okay, you know, we rest up, we're ready to go. And when we come back, I don't want to toss those 2 games, even though we're in a tough funk. I'd like to see us battle and find a way to win those last 2 games.
Danny, how would you evaluate the way the organization has helped Mishkov assimilate to life in North America in the last 2 years?
Well, we're trying to do everything we can to help him out. I'm not going to go into details. I think that would be fair to him, but we've provided everything that can help him to become, you know, the player he can be, and that along the way is what I was just talking about. Things that we're teaching him to become the best pro. And you know, one thing I know about Matthew is how driven he is. He wants to be the best player he can be. You know, he admitted himself that he wasn't the best in physical condition coming in. It's going to be tough to catch up. Now he's in better shape than he was when he arrived this season. Fortunately, everybody is in better shape than they were in training camp. So it's really tough for him to catch up. The amount of games that we have, the amount of travel that we have, it's just tough for him to catch up in season. He's going to do that in the off season. It's a good lesson for him. And it's just going to make a better hockey player combination.
Are you this break? How can that help him? Just in particular, because there's no Olympics this week. I don't know what his plans are, but talking about staying, training.
I mean, we have, and I think he will. But you know, you don't have 3 months. You have about 2 weeks. So I know he will try to, and he said it himself. But it's a short amount of time. I don't know if he'll be able to complete the whole year at this point.
Can you maybe comment because he said of the article,
Those are always discussions that we always have. That's hard to rebuild. Right? As everybody's aware that we're trying to build a team that's going to be, you know, good and contend for Stanley Cups down the road, not just to make one appearance in the playoffs and miss out the following year. Like we're trying to create a team here that's going to be good for years to come. So that's going to be actually.
With regards to the relationship between Mafe and Briere, is there any concern that, you know, maybe Mafe didn't make the best first impression and then he might not be able to overcome that with Rick over the long term?
Well, if you mean that, you know, showed up, he was in the best physical condition, if that's true. And Matt was the first one to admit it, but you know, Rick knows how he is to the future of this organization. He wants to make it work. The coaching staff probably spend more time with him, trying to help him out. So there's no problem with the relationship there. You know, it's when you win, everybody's happy. When you lose and you don't score goals, obviously, guys, you have a little tested. But I don't see any issues between the two. They are both very critical of themselves, and they both have that inner drive. I played with Rick Tocchet I see how Matvey is. They're both very driven individual. They want the best for the team.
One or two more?
What do you hear comments? Is that more like it's a hard learning process to see that we're in a situation where you have to learn what's not feels like inside months. You know what? We've never been anywhere. We've been up front with our fans. We have nothing to hide. So I don't have a problem that she's been up front. Then that's why I'm talking here. We have nothing to hide. The message has been clear from the get-go. What we're trying to do, what kind of direction we have taken in the last 2 years as far as being in the rebuild. It's really important that we don't change course along the way. That's why it's important to stay in good times, bad times, and try and keep it sane. And we don't deflect from the goal of building a
In December,
Last one.
Matt talked about thinking about training here next summer. Are you guys going to let him stay?
We hope so. Yeah, he said that, and we hope that's true. Again, being around Matt Vey the last few years, I know how driven he is. So I have no worry, about the future. But I think this is just the hiccup what happened this year. I'm really excited to see. Look. You look at what he did last year. I don't think myself, I didn't see that coming. I didn't expect Matt Vick to come in and score 26 goals, over 60 points last year as a teenager to start the season. I think it raised the expectation, obviously. But what happened this year is just a little hiccup. It's part of the learning process. I really believe it's going to make a better player, a better pro all around for the rest of his career.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we're back. So there it was, Bundy, Danny Briere's. I think we're too low now, Andrew. I think our mics are too low. Yeah. So that was Danny Briere's press conference. I'm not surprised by what he said.
No.
I think he gave the answers that they probably should have given in advance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was not surprised by what he said. And it's it is what it is. And if for fans, if they want to believe what he said, fine. If they don't want to believe what he said, fine. Right. But
I'm almost to the side. If I were doing that, I would have probably not done it myself. I wouldn't have said anything.
What Briere did tonight?
Yeah, I would have just said, you know what?
You just ignored it?
Let people manifest whatever they want in their heads. I know the truth. We know the truth.
Right.
And nothing else matters. I mean, that's just my take on it. Initial take. There's not been a lot of thought process going into that.
Yeah.
Just me on the spot thinking like that.
I think that there was a thought at one point today that they might not say anything.
Right.
So when I got that text message, at the beginning of the pregame show, I was actually a little surprised that they were doing it.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah.
I was a little bit surprised. I thought that they might give it another day, see how the game goes tonight, and then if they needed to address it tomorrow, they address it at Voorhees at practice.
Unfortunately, there's so much toxicity right now that there's going to be some people are going to be totally against him talking.
Yeah.
Like that's what the crazy part about it.
Yeah. Well,
He's trying to justify it.
This was a smart thing to do.
You thought it was good?
I respectfully disagree with Bundy, and I'll tell you why. I swear to God, the first thing that happened when I walked in the building tonight is somebody came up to me that we all know that is not associated with the organization. It was a fan, a concerned fan maybe.
Yeah.
Said, they're going to move Mishkov, aren't they? First thing that was said, not hi, hello, how are you? They're going to move him, aren't they? So I think that and I said, of course not. But I do think that there is something to be said for Danny getting out and saying, he's here for the long haul. We are not moving him. He's part of the future. I think it kind of nips some of that in the bud. Now, whether or not people believe it or not, to Ant's point, it'll vary by person. I think it was a smart thing to do.
That's fine. That's fine.
And I would also note that,
I don't feed the trolls.
I know, but we had a lot of people asking us, why wasn't Danny on your show? Why wasn't he on the other show? He went on the radio.
He did.
There were people who seemed to feel like, were they hiding Danny Briere at the carnival? And I don't think that's what was happening.
Not at all.
But I do think it's good that he was out. I think it is an important thing that your GM does come out and say something.
Yeah, and thanks to Andrew Fawcett for his super chat where he says he would have been wrong either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my point.
That's your point, Bundy, right?
I would rather be wrong, not saying anything, than have people troll me for trying to say the right thing and rectifying the situation, or at least in his eyes, what he saw and what they need to see more of as they go down the road.
I do think that for a front office, though, that has largely tried to be transparent with the fans, maybe a little bit more so than some prior regimes. I mean, if that is kind of your calling card, then doing something like that tonight is kind of in line with what they've been trying to, whether you agree that it's successful or not, that they've been trying to project since taking over.
I had a conversation earlier tonight with someone who works for the team, not an executive, but someone who works for the team. And I said, to be fair, Briere is one of the most accessible general managers in sports.
Yeah, he's great.
In sports, not just in hockey, not just in Philadelphia, like in sports. GMs don't talk all that often. Think about if you're an Eagles fan, how often does Howie Roseman talk?
Not a lot.
Right? If you're a Phillies fan, how often does Dave Dombrowski talk?
He's not even the GM.
Well, I know he's the president, but he
said enough this year.
He did. But I'm saying he doesn't talk that often is my point. Yeah. Briere talks regularly.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, so he's more accessible than most general managers. So in that regard, maybe it's, you're right there, Russ. Maybe it is kind of like it sticks with the, this is their MO, this is how they operate, and that's how he does it.
I think it's also worth noting, because there were some follow-up, and I don't know how clear the audio was or how loud it was.
It was really good for a while until you moved your arm got tired.
I didn't have a choice. There was some shuffling going on around me that I couldn't avoid, and I didn't want to get me too'd by having to get closer to some people who were in front of me, so sorry.
Yeah, that was when the audio started to be a little less.
There were some questions just kind of around the rebuild timeline, and it was a lot of stuff that Danny kind of offered up on his own.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing is like reiterating that the same thing that Jonesy said to us on our show. They're not looking at just trying to make a run to just have a playoff berth and then miss the playoffs again next year. They're trying to build a cup contender. That is in lockstep with what Jonesy said on our show. And I think also if you are looking from the very skeptical, cynical lens that a lot of people are right now, it should be a little bit refreshing. That is not a GM who sounds like he's willing to mortgage any of their picks or assets to go out and try to get a bottom six forward in here to, quote unquote, stop the bleeding. If you're a longer term person and you want to see the team end up with a better draft pick, I think in a way you probably heard something there that gives you a little bit of confidence that they're not trying to just push chips in for a fake playoff run. That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah. Bundy, by the way, did you prepare 3 keys for this game?
I lost you. I don't hear you.
Did you prepare?
I don't hear anything anymore.
Did you prepare 3 keys for the game?
I got some. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you give us the 3 keys?
I'm not hearing him at all. Now I do.
Yeah.
It was your plug. I plug you in, Bundy.
Yeah, I'll do these quick, and then we got to do our picks.
Yes.
Flyers at Caps, keys to the game. Scoring first. The Flyers have been chasing too many games, especially of late again, where they've fallen back out of favor in the games where they haven't scored first. They need to play with the lead. Tonight would be a good time to do that. Number 2, attack the middle. Best scoring chances happen when you attack the middle of the ice. The Flyers have done it at times where it's been successful, and then there's times where they stop doing it, and there's been a reduction in production from the team because of that. And the third thing tonight, guys, the Flyers come out fast. The Caps played last night. They had a victory over the Islanders, finding early energy to gain the upper hand against the Capitals tonight. They're also starting their backup goaltender tonight.
Yes.
So that would be another reason the Flyers need to have a good start all around tonight.
All right, picks.
I agree with everything Bundy said. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think that what we're likely looking at here tonight is the Flyers come out with a little bit of energy. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Caps have won 3 straight, scored 4 goals in each game. I think that's largely going to keep up. I'll say the Flyers keep it a little bit closer, 3-2. They're going to lose, though. Caps win 3-2.
Okay. I think this is a must-win for the Flyers, and I think you're going to get that effort tonight. And I think that they're going to score some goals tonight, too.
Wow.
I do. So I think that the Flyers are going to pull this one out 5-2.
Oh, man. I'm going 5-3 Flyers.
Wow.
I think there's going to be some goals scored tonight, too. This is a must-win game. I mean, if you lose this game, you're cooked.
You're done.
You're cooked.
And Andrew.
Intern. He says 4 4-0?
4-3.
Oh, 4-3 Flyers.
Flyers.
So I'm the only one picking the Caps.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all right.
It happens.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. First intermission, second intermission, postgame. If it's your first time here, because we had a big number across all platforms. If it's your first time, we do this every home game here from the Xfinity Mobile Arena. We'll be back during intermissions and postgame here on the Press Row Show. Talk to all of you soon. Oh, and don't forget, we'll have StatCast up during the course of the game. So here, where's our video? All right, here we go.
do this now? Do you normally do this?
Welcome into the First Row Show, the number one rated pregame and enrichment postgame show this side of the Mississippi South, the Arctic Circle north of the equator, and west of Estonia. 1-0 Flyers. The Flyers have a lead after the first period, gentlemen.
It's a good period.
Yeah, they played a good period. They did a lot of good things out there. I think Washington had a couple chances too, but the Flyers did some good stuff. Beautiful goal by Tippett. Nice play by Mishkov to Sanheim. Sanheim finds the open seam to Tippett, and Tippett buries it past the goalie on a one-on-one.
I got good news for people who are excited about Flyers wins potential. Remember a few games ago I gave you they had only won 5 games when they're trailing after the first period. This season, the Flyers have the 7th best point percentage when leading after the first period.
It's pretty good.
They
That's
have
a good
11.
sign.
They have 11 wins in 14 games where they've had a lead after one period.
Yeah, I thought it was a really solid period. I thought there was some good offensive zone time. Trevor Zegras looks like he wants to play hockey tonight. Huh?
Yeah, he does. He came to play tonight. He's been razzling and dazzling out there and making some good plays, some creative stuff out there. He came. He had a great first period.
Yeah, I mean, there was still a little bit of defensive zone stuff that I thought, like, there was that, Vladar has been really
sensational,
outstanding first period,
really
Vladar,
good,
yeah.
and that makes it. That makes it really. I just read Andrew Fawcett.
I would love to slap Russ for $1.99. I would do it for free.
Thanks, Andrew Fawcett. Appreciate that. But yeah, no. So there were guys who were sensational that period. Dan Vladar was one. Trevor Zegras was another. Really came to play. Bundy talked about it. Like the goal was a really nice play on the goal, all the way around. Everybody involved, from Mishkov to Sanheim to Tippett making the forehand to backhand move to score the goal. Like it was a really solid period, and the one penalty kill I thought was pretty good too.
Yeah, good penalty kill. Yeah, they cleared the puck. Yeah, it was a good period all around for the Flyers. It was very much no drama. They did a lot of great things out on the ice that period. It was good to see and see them have a lead with a chance to hold that lead as you enter the second period.
Yep, for sure. What do you got over there, pal?
Nothing.
What are you doing? You cleaning your computer?
I'm just trying to recover from being, from Bundy saying he wants to slap me. I thought we had a good thing
Oh,
going.
you'll get over it fine. You'll be fine.
I thought we had a good thing going.
He said a lot worse to you than that via text. Believe me.
I thought we were
Yes.
I thought we were in a good place. And now, look where we are.
That's funny.
You want to talk at all about the Briere? I know we talked about the Briere thing.
Yeah,
really briefly.
it's really kind of.
I would also, just to people who might have missed it, Danny Briere met with the media earlier tonight.
Pregame.
And you can find that on this video. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or X, if you just scrub back to pregame, about 15 minutes or so into pregame is when Briere met with the media. You can go there and then come back, or during the period you can scrub back to that and then, rejoin us or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a comment that Andrew just had up there, and I'd like to bring it up. It related to that. And it was not that one. That one. There you go. From Griffin Burns, said, I'm happy that Danny said Mishkov isn't going anywhere, but he didn't say much on Tocchet's comments other than it didn't mean anything. I want to take the first part first, because I think that's why what you said, why it was important for him to speak tonight, was because it gave people a sense of, we're not getting rid of this guy. Like, he's part of the team. He's part of the franchise. Like, I didn't feel like that really needed to be said. But maybe there are people out there who felt that that was coming. So
like I said, as soon as I walked in the building tonight, first thing somebody said to me was, they're going to move Mishkov, aren't they? So I think it was smart for him to get ahead of it. I think it's also a very good thing that, make of it what you will. I heard you and Bundy talking about this after Danny spoke, but, the players are cognizant of what's being said about them, about the team. And yes, it's a language barrier, but I think there is something reassuring maybe to a player in the case of Mishkov. He's got to know at this point what was said. To have your GM go out and say things to kind of not prop you back up, but definitely maybe build you a little bit there is probably a good thing. Good thing to reiterate. On the Tocchet part, and that was damage control. I mean, I have to imagine that the front office wasn't exactly thrilled that the Flyers Carnival ended up getting overshadowed by unforced errors. And I would say that those Tocchet comments over the weekend were an unforced error. And, Ant, we talk about this all the time. Teams don't like bad PR, especially coming out of an event like that. It's a shame. And also, it was unforced. Because that that kind of question is going to be asked.
Yeah, but he's
similar.
old school, and he's going to say what's on his mind, right? Like Anthony said beforehand, there's some coaches where they don't say anything the whole year, and everybody gets pissed off because they don't. And then someone finally says something that he feels is truthful, and one of the reasons for whatever the predicament they're in, and everybody hates it for it after. If a guy's in bad shape and he's never gotten into shape during the season, even though I don't believe that, I think a player can work his way into it. It still doesn't make you equal to the guy that came into camp in shape. Like, they're not going to put you that guy's going to get the priority because they came in, they were prepared for the season. And I think from that standpoint, it was disappointing for Talk because I know how hard a worker he was as a player. And I just don't think that really settled well with him all year about the conditioning that Mishkov showed up in camp. That's
why I asked, pregame, is there a point where you just kind of have to, we all get it. We all get that he's frustrated with it. And I said pregame, I think it's probably safe to say that some of his teammates were also disappointed in it. But at some point, you got to let that be what it was. You're far enough into the season now where at some point you got to kind of go blank slate. I have to assume, Ant, that maybe that's a little bit of an internal conversation that's happened since Sunday. Let's make sure that if there is frustration, if there is dirty laundry, we need not air it out publicly.
Yeah, I think that conversation probably was, and again, I don't think it was a big deal. I don't think that they, had a yelling and screaming match with Tocchet about it. But I do think that there was a conversation. For sure. For sure there was a conversation about it. And you know how you'll know? The next few times that Tocchet has to talk about Mishkov, how he answers the questions.
Yeah.
You'll know.
Yeah, we'll see.
You'll know. You'll see. Right?
Yeah.
If he still comes out and he's the same way he always was, well, then maybe that conversation did not happen. But if he doesn't, if he's more measured, then that conversation did happen. But I think it's nothing more than a slap on the wrist. I don't think that there's anything more to it than that, nor should anybody think that there's more to it than that.
Last thing I have on this, and then we should get into breaking down this and then get to intern Andrew's stat of the night. You know what I noticed they haven't talked about? And I talked about this on my show yesterday. You know what I noticed? Remember when all this was going down in the beginning of the season? The team floated out this idea that Mishkov had an ankle injury. Remember that?
Yeah.
You're like, that's interesting, because you would have thought that would have come up at some point. It didn't. In all of the months that have followed and all the discourse that's followed, we're still talking about the coming in out of shape, but we're not talking about the ankle injury that was kind of floated out there. And it makes you maybe wonder, was somebody trying to do damage control? Was it not that serious? I don't know. It's just...
No, I think
it's kind of weird.
I think there was probably some kind of really minor ankle thing that
maybe they're trying to run cover for him.
No, what I'm saying is that happens, and maybe that could have stopped him from working out for a few days, right? Yeah. But it doesn't. It wasn't something that should have derailed an entire summer, and I think that that's kind of what, it was kind of like, okay, let's see where we're at. Let's put this out there now, and then see maybe he comes in and can play, and then all of a sudden you're a month into the season and everybody can see that he's struggling. It's like, well, we can't use that as an excuse anymore. That can't be the excuse anymore.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
all right, let's go over to intern Andrew for his stat of the night. I've been told that he's got a good one. I already know what it is, but we're gonna give it up to him. Intern Andrew's here. He works hard.
It's not tonight being Travis Konechny's 700th game.
Yeah, but I can add to that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's more.
It's not trivia time with intern Andrew, by the way. You got the wrong one.
I have my stat of the night too. You want it?
Oh,
There's only been 13 players that have ever suited up for 700 games for the Flyers.
13.
13. He's the 13th.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's very dismissive.
I mean, I was about to say that.
That's the stat of the night right there.
No,
it was his. You took it from him.
That's fine. It's totally fine. All right. So that was Owen Tippett's 19th goal this season.
Yeah.
So Konechny's at 22. Tippett's at 19. I'm assuming Tippett will end up finding a 20th goal at some point in the remainder of the season. That means
some people don't think he's getting to 25.
No, I know. I've heard that.
So
I'll tell you later.
If and when Owen Tippett does that, that would mean Travis Konechny and Owen Tippett both 4 consecutive 20-goal seasons for the Flyers, which I think is significant because there hasn't been a Flyer that's gotten that in 5 consecutive seasons since Simmons did it in from 13-14 to 17-18.
The question is, I guess the better question is, when was the last time you had 2 Flyers do it together?
That would be a really good stat of the night.
I could figure it out. It may take me a second though.
4 straight years.
By the way, for Washington, Ovechkin, one more goal away from tying Sidney Crosby for the most amount of goals in this building by an opposing player.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's a good one. That's
And what
a
would
goal
that
watch.
what would that number be?
29.
29.
That
So if
would-
he could-
if he scores the 29th.
if he
yes.
scores
I would have thought he would have had more goals than that here.
Here, yeah.
I would have thought so. Yeah. Wow.
that's a good
I think
good one.
This is his 41st time playing here.
That'll be in the AP story if he scores tonight. I can promise you that.
There you go.
At some point, you got to work out a royalty here. Like, you got to get a kickback, intern. This is poor negotiating out of you to not get any. You know what?
It's the old press box rule. If you say it out loud, anybody can use it.
Intern deserves something. Give him a show or something. Let's figure this out. Give the kid a chance. He's doing part of your job for you.
Yeah.
It's the least you could do.
Yeah, so there's never been 2 Flyers 4 years in a row the same time.
I find
I'm
that
seeing
hard to believe.
3.
Never?
I don't think
There has to be.
No way.
Not the exact same years, no.
You are fake news. There's no way.
I'm not seeing it.
All right, we'll look into it. Intern, nice stat of the night.
Thank you.
And now we have the Ovechkin goal watch is something to add to the mix for us. So, all right, intern, well done.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Very nice tonight.
He did a better job with that than
Very nice.
Was it last game or 2 games ago?
When he mailed it in,
Very underwhelming stat of the night.
he mailed in the stat of the night.
So try to guess the 13 Flyers that played 700 games. That'll be your next trivia.
You know what? That's actually not a bad idea.
That's a lot of guys to guess.
12, because he's the 13th. So 12 other guys.
I'm one of them.
One of them's right here. Right?
Bundy.
Yeah.
Bob Clark,
Giroux.
Bill Barber,
Clark,
Giroux,
Drew, Barber.
Do you
Couturier.
have the list?
Yeah.
Couturier.
All right, hold on. Start over.
Don't tell us what to do, intern.
So Clark, Barber, Giroux, Bundy. That's 4.
Brian
right?
Propp.
Yep.
Prop would be 5.
Sean Couturier.
6.
Yeah.
Claude Giroux. You already see.
Yeah.
Said him, yeah. Joe Watson.
7.
Said Bill Barber, Bob Clark, Brian Propp.
Gagne?
No.
Ooh.
Really?
No. John LeClaire.
Ooh.
Eric Desjardins.
Correct.
8.
Okay, there's 8. Yeah.
Was it anybody in the modern era, like in the last 15 years, we'll say?
Yeah.
Simmer didn't get to...
No.
No.
Not even close, I don't think.
Did Talk end up playing 700?
No. He played like
621.
400. How many was Talk?
621.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was somebody
Simmons
else.
was 584.
There was somebody else who was here recently that had...
Yeah,
So-
Giroux.
No, I know that, but I'm saying that...
Voracek?
Did Voracek? All right.
Voracek
Is
727.
he the only other one that was last 15 years or so?
Yes.
Okay.
Dave Poulin.
Nope.
No, I don't think he was. I don't think he played long enough.
Gagne 691, by the way. He was close.
He was close.
LeClaire was 649.
Ilka Sinisalo.
No.
He's here for almost a decade.
Does this
Right?
include postseason or is it just regular
I
season?
believe this is just regular season.
Okay. So you would have to play almost 10 seasons here.
Who else are we missing? How many?
Mark Howell?
No, definitely not.
I think you got all of the top 7. So you're missing 8, 9, and 12. You said Konecny was 13.
How about Jimmy Watson?
No.
No.
Give us a decade of...
They all played in the 70s.
Oh, geez.
All 3 of them.
Bill Barber, Bob Clark, Reggie Lee.
Homer?
No, Homer didn't do it.
You didn't say Reggie Leach before. It wasn't
Bob
no.
Kelly?
Bob Kelly.
10. So we need 2 more. 2 more from the 70s.
Wow.
That's actually, this is ironic. This other guy.
Dorney.
played- Yes.
Gary Dornhofer.
11.
Yeah.
He was 12th all time, so he's 725.
Who are we missing? What number?
Number 9. Actually tied for 8th because he had the same exact amount of games as Bob Kelly, and they played at the same time. They were teammates.
Don Selesky.
No.
Who the hell are we missing?
Huh.
Do we wave the white flag?
No, he didn't play that many games. Yeah.
I'll throw one out that I see in the comments over there.
Rick McLeish.
McLeish.
Is it
is
McLeish?
correct. Yeah, McLeish was. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Good job, guys.
Good. That was good. That was a good one.
I mean, it ended up turning into trivia time in a way.
Yeah. So we'll have a second trivia in the second intermission. So
There we go. All right.
yeah, good. Good stuff.
So the Flyers have this game and Thursday night, and then it's the Olympic break. I think we should talk about the
When did the Olympics start for the men's hockey?
Well, the whatchamacallit is Saturday.
Women start Thursday.
Friday, right? No,
I thought I heard there was a game Thursday.
No,
Thursday?
Bundy's right. They always start it like a day or two before the actual opening ceremony.
No, I know that, but I thought it was Friday. Maybe it is Thursday.
The 11th.
The 11th is the first men's
Slovakia
game.
versus Finland. 10:40 a.m. So you go Slovakia, Finland, and then on the same day is Sweden versus Italy. And then on the 12th, you've got Switzerland and France, followed by Czech Republic and Canada. And then after that, same day, you've got Germany versus Denmark, Latvia versus the U.S. There you go.
There you go.
There's your first 6 games of the men's tournament.
I'm going to be curious to see
if the ice is actually.
No. I'm going to be. That's what I was going to say. I'm going to be curious to see if Czechia goes with Vladar as their number one guy, or if they go with Dostal because he's been their guy
right
in the last few international tournaments that they've played. Even though Dostal hasn't had as good a year as Vladar has.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah.
Well, I know one thing, Vladar's got a great mask already.
We saw that. Yeah. That's right. Franny Drummond, we saw that one.
It was debuted on our show.
Debuted on the show on Sunday.
By the way, we got to give a shout out here to Jason. Says, highlight of the carnival for us was the Darth Vladar shirts. I assume this is Jason, who we saw late in the festivities at the carnival.
Him and I think it was his son that had Darth Vladar shirts.
Darth Vladar shirts.
It's
on.
awesome.
They were rocking it. And apparently they were rocking them when they met Vladar, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Cool stuff.
All right, we got 15 seconds.
You want to talk about anything else for 15 seconds, Bundy?
Nope.
No. I think you can wrap it up there.
We'll be
Russell.
back second intermission and post-game here on the Press Row Show. Do us a favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe on YouTube and on your favorite podcast app. We'll talk to all of you in the second intermission here on the Press Row Show. Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show this side of the Mississippi. South of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Georgia, the country, not the state.
Oh, I thought you just did one for the whole.
I usually do, but I thought I'd mix it up a little bit.
Mix it up, throw us off.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Where did All in the Family happen? What town was that in?
New York, right?
Was it New York? Is that where it's based? Why did I think it's more Midwest? Where was All in the Family?
You're off the. You are like.
Yeah, you're right. In Queens.
Yeah, you're like off the rails before we even start.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
2-1 Flyers after 2 periods. I'll tell you what, though. There was a Mishkov turnover late in that period that went the other way. Vladar sprawled out with everything he had. Puck went wide of the net. It could have been a very uncomfortable end of the period there. But the Flyers do have a lead, a 1-goal lead going into the third period. Gentlemen, I don't know if you felt like this. There felt like there was action that period. It just felt like the period took a long time to play out.
Russ is acting like this is the first time he's been in a game in the Xfinity Mobile
It's been
Arena.
happening all year, but usually it feels long because the action's not there.
You know what? It actually was a fast-moving period because it's only 8:46.
Yeah.
So the third period will start by 9, right around 9, which is really rare here.
Yeah.
So who's getting stretchered off in the third to get us out of here at 10 o'clock?
Wrong. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. Hey, by the way, it was a. I thought the last, say, 6 or 7 minutes of that period, Flyers got really scrambly.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Really scrambly.
Yeah, the game should be tied. Yeah, actually, the Flyers should probably have a 3-2 lead right now. Bobby Brink misses that, hits the crossbar on the breakaway.
Yeah.
And then the last play there where Wilson moved it over, I don't know who he passed it to, but that was a wide open net. Either you got hooked or just missed the net. So
yeah.
But they were it got a little bit scrambly about the last 6-7 minutes, no doubt.
Yeah.
I have good news.
What's that?
Remember I gave you the good news about when the Flyers lead after 1 period?
Yeah.
They have had 18 occurrences this season where they've led after 2 periods. They have 15 wins and 3 overtime losses.
So
they have
not
lost in regulation.
There you
after
go.
leading after 2 periods.
Just jinxed it.
So good job to the Flyers.
Russ just jinxed it.
They're getting at least 1 point tonight, boys. That's what we've learned tonight.
You just jinxed it. We're done.
No, I didn't. I didn't jinx it. I actually want to look at the flip side of it, though. When trailing after period 2, let's see where Washington comes in. Washington, when trailing after 2 periods, 3 wins, 3 overtime losses, 15 regulation losses. So it's,
So it's on the Flyers' side. That's by
both
percentages.
Ends. Yeah. So there you go. Interesting. Do we go over to intern first? What do you want to do? Ant's texting now. So
No,
that's cute.
I just was told. Apparently, when they did the kiss cam last period, that one of the people on the kiss cam was Philly's assistant general manager Jorge Volandia.
The Phillies?
Yeah.
Was he the guy with the stash?
No, Jorge. Well, I mean, maybe he's had one in the past.
There's a guy who had a very impressive mustache.
No, Jorge Volandia is assistant general manager. He usually does a lot of the international scouting. He deals with a lot of the international scouting for them.
Okay.
He's the guy when Alvarado came back that they had him translate instead of the actual translator.
Okay.
Yeah.
The kiss cam was awkward tonight. I got to tell you. Can I just make a pitch to the city of brotherly love that when you end up on kiss cam, not asking for anything inappropriate, can we actually act like you want to kiss the person you're here at the game with? I mean, it was some awkward smooches on the kiss cam tonight. Ant over here, I think, Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure I heard Ant during the kiss cam say, slip a little tongue. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean,
I didn't hear that.
He yelled it. I couldn't believe it. It's unbelievable.
That came out of my mouth, of all people.
Well, nothing was out of anybody's mouth. I'll tell you, though, it was like weird little pecks. I don't know. It's a kiss cam. Show a little passion. Are we missing that much passion in this world? Just a little bit. That's what it's all about. Intern Andrew, if you ever end up on the kiss cam, you have your choice.
With the 3 of you?
You all right there, Russell?
I want to go home. All right, let's go out to the aforementioned intern Andrew for his trivia time. Of course, this is the point of the show where people lose their minds, and Anthony SanFilippo gets accused of cheating.
All the time.
I'm actually going to prevent Ant from cheating right here. Here we go.
Go right ahead.
We're going to switch this over so he doesn't see the comments. Now, he can see them on the screen over there, but we will get rid of that. All right, so, intern, you had a really nice stat of the night that then turned into trivia time. So hopefully your trivia time is up to snuff.
We'll see.
Hit us with it.
All right, so you and Bundy both missed it last game, but I said that for this last little 3-game homestand, do an Olympic trivia instead of Flyers versus whoever trivia.
So this is Olympics?
Olympic question number 2.
I did pretty good with Olympic question number 1.
You got it right away, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2014, the group stage, United States beat Russia in the shootout, and because of the way that international rules are, 3 different players have to shoot in the first 3 rounds, and then everything after that, you can keep going to the same person over and over again, which is what the United States did. TJ Oshie ended up going 4 for 6 in that shootout, including the winner in the 8th round.
Uh-huh.
So who were the other 2 guys that shot for the United States in that shootout?
Zach Parise.
No.
No? Okay. That was the first thing that came out of my head right there.
Well, he scored the tying goal against Canada.
Was the
right?
Blackhawk one of them?
No.
Patrick Kane? No.
No.
It's a good one. 2014.
So Oshie had most of the shots, and 2 other skaters for the U.S. took shots. It wasn't Kane. Okay.
Brian Smolinski?
No, he would have been out of the league by then.
Or no.
Brian
Rafalski.
Rafalski was I think he was out of the league.
Was he out? Was he out of the league by then?
It was not Brian Rafalski.
He used to take shootout shots. Rafalski.
I have no idea.
This is a tough question.
Give us a hint. Can you tell us the team?
Anybody still playing?
One of those guys?
Actually, yes, one is, yes.
One guy is still playing.
Yes.
Give us a team.
The time I believe he was on the Maple Leafs.
Leafs player.
And he's still playing
Phil
now?
Kessel?
No.
And he's still playing now?
Correct, yeah.
And he was on the Leafs in 2014?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Double check that.
Very interesting, that is.
Because he moved around a lot in the league.
Was JVR on that? JVR wasn't on the team, was he?
No.
James Harden-Reeves is correct.
What's
he
that?
took a shootout in the Olympics?
Yeah. He went second, got stopped, obviously. But
Oh,
yeah,
my God.
he
I
went
can't
second.
believe they used
that?
him in the shootout.
Heck yeah, buddy.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, he was on the Maple Leafs.
Yeah. Heck yeah. All right, so JVR. Can you give us the team of the other guy?
Sharks.
Sharks.
Oh, Joe Pavelski.
Pavelski went
Okay.
third.
Okay.
Yes.
That was good.
JVR.
How about that?
JVR. Wow.
The hell are they thinking?
I know. I can't believe they used him in the shootout.
Yeah, I don't know why Patrick Kane didn't get called on. I was surprised. I remember in real time being shocked that he didn't shoot.
Yeah.
It worked out, though. They won.
Good trivia, Andrew.
Thank you.
Is that rule's still in effect, right? Can you still, like in this Olympics, are you still able to send up a guy as much as you want?
Yeah.
Does that feel gross? Like, does that feel like a rule that should be changed?
I don't like the shootout period.
Hockey's a team sport. Like,
I don't like a shootout period. Just play until you win the game.
Hello? You play to win the game.
No, I mean, seriously. I get why they do it in the regular season in the NHL. I don't like it, but I get why they do it because you can't play multiple overtime games, right, in the regular season, kill the players. But in international competition, like, there's no reason for me, in my mind, why you would have a shootout determine like a gold medal.
I lost an Olympic gold on the shootout.
Yeah.
Yeah, to Sweden with Forsberg's move there.
Yeah.
Yeah, entertaining for the fans, but terrible way to end the game.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Especially in a gold medal game. Awful.
Well, and it's like, if you want to play the flip side of it, it's like, the only other sport that kind of ends in something similar is soccer, right? Like the World Cup could theoretically be decided on a penalty shootout. It just doesn't feel like it's in the interest of how the game should end.
I mean, soccer, like, they could go for hours without scoring a goal.
They could.
Problem.
Yeah.
Hockey, eventually someone would score.
Yeah. If you were Team USA and you had to roll with somebody that's on the team this year, who would be the one that would be the shootout specialist?
What's that? Say that one more time.
If you're Team USA this year, say you end up in a situation just like that again, and you had to roll a guy out there for a bunch of attempts, who on the U.S. team?
Oh, Cole Caulfield for sure. Oh, he's not on the team.
Well, they didn't put Zegers on the team either, right? So that
Yeah,
would.
but
And I know
Caulfield's a big difference. There.
Yeah,
Like,
I get it.
Man, the Flyers could use a guy like that. Cole Caulfield.
who would the U.S. use this year? That's a good question.
I'm going to pull up the U.S. roster. All right, let's take a goosey gander.
Jack Hughes.
Matt Boldy, 52% in his career.
Matt Boldy's one. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Jack Hughes. Yeah, if he's healthy. Yeah.
I mean, Austin Matthews would probably get an attempt, and if it's a big game, that ain't going in.
Dude, Caulfield, 46.9%.
He's not there though. He's not in the Olympic team.
Oh, he didn't make the team?
No, he
No.
didn't make it.
Well,
No.
okay. That shows much I know.
Yeah, it's interesting. They definitely don't have a bona fide stone cold killer
No.
if they get to a shootout.
Oh, Dylan Larkin's another one.
Okay.
He's good in shootouts.
You could actually go Quinn Hughes.
You could. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go for a defenseman, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the skill to do it.
Looking to see really quick. All right, so active players who are going to play for Team USA that are among the highest shootout players right now. Yeah, Boldy. Boldy's got the highest shootout percentage of any active player that's on Team USA, 52.2%, like Intern said. The next highest is... It would have been Caulfield if he had made the team. Man, you're going way far down. Now you're under 50%.
Yeah.
Wow, so it really, it's Boldy. Boldy's the answer, but holy smokes.
How many attempts does he have? Does it say?
Yeah, give me a sec. He has... Boldy has had 12 games. All right, so 23 shots, and I believe 8 that he scored. No, that can't be right. That's game-deciding goals. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Sorry. 12 goals in 23 attempts.
Yeah, that's pretty decent sample size.
Yeah.
Guys, you know what I saw a preview for the other day?
What's that?
They're coming out with a new Youngblood movie.
Get out.
Yes.
Are they remaking the original?
They're remaking the original, yeah.
Or they're not.
With
It's
Blair Underwood.
like Roadhouse. Remember when they remade Roadhouse?
Yeah, so it's another.
They're
another
remaking Youngblood?
Yeah, it comes out next month, I think, in March.
I have no idea.
What young rookie player becomes the Peter Zezel guy?
Yeah, I don't know who's going to be in it.
Yeah.
I have no idea if they're going to use any former NHLers. I just saw a poster for it the other day. Blair Underwood is the star of it.
Not Carrie Underwood.
No, Blair Underwood.
You said you have no idea what we're talking about?
Not Mr. Underwood, the guy who gave me a detention in fifth grade. Assistant principal at DHH Lingo Middle School. He gave me.
Do you not?
Do you know why I got?
Do you not know what
Youngblood
Youngblood is? By the way.
Do you know why I got a detention in 5th grade?
That's more important than knowing if you know what Youngblood is.
Yeah, tea with Miss McGill.
No.
You don't even know what that means, do you?
I have no idea.
Have you ever seen Youngblood?
I've never seen Youngblood.
You got to go watch it. I mean, it's got some great actors in it.
Huh?
Is Rob Lowe in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen it.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
It's a cocky movie.
The only reason I brought it up is someone mentioned Racky should be on Team USA. Oh, it's great, Andrew. They have a stick fight at the end, and then they drop the sticks. They have a fight. Oh, it's good stuff, man.
All right, maybe I'll watch it then. Have you dabbled with heated rivalry at all?
No.
Intern's trying to get us in trouble.
I've not dabbled with it.
Intern, did you watch Heated Rivalry?
I haven't watched it yet. No.
You binged it in a day?
I'll give Anthony his trivia here. See if he can get it. We only got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
In the movie Youngblood, the original.
Oh, geez.
There was a famous that went on to become a famous Major League Baseball player.
Tom Glavine.
No, that was one of the guys in that movie, one of the players on the team.
And it wasn't Glavine?
It was not Tom Glavine. Played for the California Angels. Had a great career.
Not that loser, Mike Trout.
No, 80s. So you got to be the 80s, right?
Close to Trout, though.
Jim Edmonds?
No, I think of the name Trout and then think of something else like that.
Another fish?
Tim Salmon.
Tim Salmon. Tim Salmon
Really?
was in Youngblood, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Let's think. Other players with a fish last name. Trout, Salmon.
Well, there was Steve Trout, too, not just Mike
Was there
Trout.
ever anybody with the last name Flounder?
Or like Mike Fisher.
We'll count that. Yeah, I'll count that. Can't imagine anybody had the last name Cod or Haddock.
John Shark.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Oh, Bass is another one.
Bass.
Bass.
Yeah, a lot of Basses.
Lance Bass.
Kevin
In
Bass.
sync? I'm in sync.
Kevin Bass, the baseball player.
You guys can let us know in the comments as we go through the third period.
So as we go into the third period, Bundy, next goal
Mike
wins?
Carp.
Next goal wins.
Next goal wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Carp.
the way this is playing out. But I do think the Flyers have a great opportunity here. You don't want to squander it. You've got the lead after the third. Go out and get this damn hockey game. It's an important 2 points.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, like we said earlier, the Flyers this season have not had a game where they have lost in regulation after leading after 2 periods. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Regardless of what happens, we will be back post-game here on the Press Row Show. Do us a favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video, and of course, subscribe. We'll talk to all of you post-game here on the Press Row Show. Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame intermission postgame show. This side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Bosnia. Flyers won tonight, 4-2. Have a great night, everybody. Just kidding. All right, we are here. Flyers win 4-2. Rasmus Ristolainen puts it away in the empty net. 4-2, your final score. Anthony's, I guess he's writing something. Bundy, quite the game here.
Vladar's got to be first star, right?
Has to be.
Yes.
I don't know how.
I don't know if he is or isn't, but he has to be first star.
All right, so Tippett got a star. Is Beauvillier, Tippett, and you're has to be.
If it's not, then somebody's a criminal for picking these.
A smooth criminal?
Did they get him yet?
Not yet. Tippett just skated out. Let's see. All right, you're number one. First star. Jamie Drysdale.
You didn't get Vladar.
Yeah,
Who picked the stars
Who
today?
the hell picked the stars?
I don't know.
That is the worst star picking I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
you could have went with 3 Flyers tonight.
Worse since Rob Perrin.
I don't know what Rob did, but tonight was bad. That's bad.
Picked Sidney Crosby as a star in a game when he was a -5 or -4, and there were 2 Flyers had hat tricks.
And he picked Crosby as one of them.
And did not pick one of R.J. Umberger had a hat trick, did not get a star.
Dan Vladar is the only reason that this game wasn't like 3-1, 4-1 after the first period.
Yes, correct.
I have
You're
no
correct.
idea what this. I have no idea.
We got to find out who was picking because that's one of the worst I've ever seen.
Who was it, Andrew? Did you
They
find
need
out?
to be destroyed for that.
We need to publicly shame the
Yes.
star picker.
See if you can find out who picked the stars tonight.
Yeah, that was bad. Wow.
I got to tweet that. Whoever picked the stars tonight.
They usually say we didn't hear.
Yeah, what
it,
if
did
it
we?
was Meltzer?
I know, right?
We had Meltzer on pregame. If Meltzer was the one who picked it, then there's no way. Do you think somebody didn't realize that they could pick a goalie for the stars, for the 3 stars? How does Dan
Vladar not a star?
No, he was not.
Not a star at all. What in the world?
It was Beauvillier. Beauvillier deserved it. He had a good game. He had a goal and an assist for Washington.
I have the game summary from NHL.com. It says 3 stars by : and then it's just blank.
Yeah, well, they'll update it. They'll update it a little bit later.
All right,
it's just not.
I'll refresh the page a little
keep
bit.
an eye on that. We need to know who it was.
It's not up yet.
All right, if you had to guess, no, I'm just kidding. We'll find out though. How does Dan Vladar had a hell of a game? Anyway, Flyers win 4-2. We gave the stat after the second period that the Flyers had not lost a game in regulation all season when leading after 2 periods, and it did, Bundy, feel like at one point there was a pretty decent chance the Caps were getting back into the game, and it felt like, boy, this thing could go sideways. Like they could have gotten their first regulation loss after leading after 2 periods. But the Flyers kind of buckled down. They got the job done, and it was a nice goal to put them up 3-2, and then the empty netter by Risto to ice the game. How meaningful of a win do you think this is in the grand scheme of things, Bundy, especially given all the kind of controversy?
Jersey lost. Columbus won. They're ahead of you. The Islanders, they were down 3-2 to the Penguins. I heard the Islanders tied it, right?
That game is started a half hour later than the Flyers game.
Oh, it did?
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's probably still going.
It's 4-3
Take care.
Pittsburgh.
Thanks, buddy.
It's 4-3 Pittsburgh right now with just under 9 minutes to play.
4-3 Pitt. Okay.
Yeah.
Just let's see how the standings went tonight.
I don't really mean in the sense of the standings, Bunny. I mean, given all of the attention that was coming into this game that had nothing to do with the on ice product, how big of a win is it for that locker room to kind of shake off and kind of change the narrative around the team a little bit?
Yeah, it was good. I think, kind of get rid of that salty taste they might have had in their mouth for a couple days. The tough loss to LA, and then just the rut that they've been in. It was a nice 2 points. They did exactly what they're supposed to do. Took advantage of a tired Washington team. Even though the Capitals outshot the Flyers, Flyers found a way to be opportunistic when they had to, and they needed the 2 points. Desperately needed the 2 points, and they got it tonight.
Intern, we might need you to verify this stat, but Rob Dog 881 says Flyers haven't lost on a Tuesday. They're 8-0-0. We got to do a little breakdown and find out if that's true. If it is, that's pretty interesting. That would have been good to know before the game.
Not that means anything.
When I chose the Capitals to win.
But I will tell you, I can do it right here.
Are you going to do it? You're doing it that way.
That would be correct. 8-0-0.
8-0-0 on Tuesdays.
8-0-0 on Tuesdays.
Wow.
The Flyers are?
Yeah, so if the Flyers could just
No
play
way.
all of their games on Tuesday, they'd be undefeated this year.
They only have 4 Tuesday games left the rest of the year.
Well, you could finish 12-0-0, and that's good on them.
Yeah.
Good on them.
2 in March and 2 in April.
How about that? Very interesting. All right, they mentioned it on the broadcast. All right, I was actually pretty hyped for that viewer, like coming up with that stat,
Yeah.
but that came from TV. Huh. All right. So the Flyers are back at it again on Thursday against Ottawa, and then they go off on that 2+ week break for the Olympics. Bundy, I guess a lot of this comes down to trying to build momentum going into that break. You know, we heard Danny Briere before the game. For those who might have missed it, it is available on YouTube, Facebook, and X, and I think I'll have it in the podcast feed as well. Danny met with the media before the game, addressing the Tocchet comments and, you know, reassuring the Flyers faithful that Matvei Mishkov is not going anywhere. But in the midst of all that, you know, was asked about the recent form of the team, and he said, listen, we're just trying to see if we can pick up a couple of wins here going into the Olympic break.
Yeah. By the way, Mishkov 3 more shifts than last game.
Wow.
And 5 more minutes. So 15:54.
Wow.
So 3 shifts, 5 more minutes. So he stayed on the ice a lot longer on his shifts tonight.
Played a good game. I mean, you know, a couple mistakes he made, but he played a pretty decent hockey game.
Yeah, solid game. He had the lost the puck on the one goal.
The goal, yeah,
the shorthanded goal.
1 goal shorty, yeah.
Yeah, and then he had another turnover that led to a chance, but that was it. Other than that, I thought he played a pretty good game.
Ottawa comes in here on Thursday night. They were actually down 3-1 to Carolina. They tied it 3-3, and then Carolina got the extra goals. They beat Ottawa 4-3 in regulation tonight. So that's a good one for the Flyers. Columbus, unfortunately, won again. 3-0 against the hapless New Jersey Devils.
Well, what is the deal with them?
They can't score. They're a mess.
Who, the Devils?
They were supposed to be like
compared to what they're supposed to be, right?
Yeah, a legit team. And
you see the Jack Hughes quote?
Yeah, I
The
did.
one that was going around?
Yeah, about the fans?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't really care what they think, kind of thing.
Saying essentially that, like, there was nothing. What is this? Oh my gosh, that's awful. Saying something to the effect of, like, I don't really have anything to say to the fans. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about it or something like that, about the
Yeah.
fans, you know, talk about the pressure of the team. And
yeah. It's interesting. That season, I feel like that season went sideways for them when he had that mystery injury at a team dinner. Remember that? Like, to that point, I think the Devils were kind of going okay. And then he ended up with, like, he had to have surgery on a finger, right? And feels like that's where their season went off. Yeah, he said, quote, I honestly have nothing to say to them about what he would say to the Devils fans who've lost faith in the team this season. Woof. Woof.
Yeah.
Anyway. I don't know what else there is to say about tonight's game.
Well, I mean, no, it was a needed win for them in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's been a lot of, you know, the temperature got raised very high over the last week. You know, you only got 1 point in 4 games last week. Yeah, that was not good. Then the whole thing with the whole Mishkov and the coach, and so there was a lot of temperature raising, and they needed a win to kind of just quell that. Regardless of the standings, regardless of anything else, a win kind of throws some cold water on that stuff. So
yeah,
it could ramp back up again. I mean, that could rear its ugly head again. But for now, it's stay of execution for this team, at least for another couple days.
There you go. I mean, if you think about it, this kind of fit the MO for this team, at least in terms of how games played out in the first half of the season. You had Dan Vladar play out of his mind.
He played like he did tonight.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, tonight's game was essentially like what we saw the entire first half of the season when this team was really rolling. Vladar keeps you in the game. In some ways, maybe kind of sort of wins it for you. How about Carl Grundstrom, too? Grundstrom
back in the lineup.
Gets back in the lineup, scores a goal. Tocchet said earlier today that he wanted to get Grundstrom back in there for Hathaway. Said that, Grundstrom had a scoring touch earlier this year. He gets in there, makes the most of it. I don't know. I mean, can you take him out after that? I'd imagine he stays in the lineup on Thursday.
Yeah, I would think so.
Vladar?
No,
Grunstrom.
Oh, Grunstrom, for sure. He scored. Yeah.
And there's
Okay.
also Tocchet, I think, committed to Emil Andre being back in the lineup on Thursday against Ottawa, so we'll see how that goes. Who do we think will come out?
Juleson.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So we'll be back on Thursday. But before then,
Tomorrow,
we are in Marlton, New Jersey.
Marlton, New Jersey tomorrow night.
I'll
Chickies and
be in
Pete's.
touch with you guys. I'm 50-50. I know it's my hometown, but I'm 50-50 tomorrow night.
Okay.
I'm gonna
My
throw-
daughter has a game at Lehigh, and she's running out of games in her career,
Gotcha.
so I might want to go to that.
Do you remember that video of that reporter standing up and throwing a shoe at George W. Bush's head? Do you remember that?
Yes.
I'm about to reenact that with you.
With
Okay.
me.
Not you.
Oh, I was like, what did
Yeah.
I do?
I'm 50-50. I might be there. I might not. I'll let you guys know in plenty of time.
That's what
though.
50-50.
I just can't. The game's at 6 in Lehigh. She's running out of games. It's her last
Yeah.
year, so
I get it.
I know you
It's
get
a
it,
shame
Russ.
that starts
I
at
don't-
6.
I know. It
I don't
starts
blame you.
at 6.
Like if it started at
Lehigh.
7, you would be, you could. Well, no, yeah.
No, I couldn't even do it if it was
Could've been
7.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be there. What's so funny, Giggly Bits?
His comment.
What? Sent intern to Italy on Shilthany's Comcast salary.
Cover the Olympics for us. Look at how funny he thinks that is, Ant.
No, well, he thinks it's funny because he thinks that I collect a paycheck from Comcast
There's just a couple people every game. They're so mad at you all the time.
All the time.
all the time. All
All the time.
I would love that.
That's my favorite thing. You know, like
Shilthany.
I like being
Anthony
the guy that people hate.
SanFilippo.
It's good.
SanFilippo.
I like being the heel.
He gets the talking points from the organization. You know that, Andrew? Can you believe that?
I've heard that.
They print them out for him, and they print it in very large font. You've never seen font as big as they give it to Anthony. He's got bad old man eyes. Hey, Ant. He's got those glasses.
No, my eyes have gone bad quick, and I didn't.
Mine
I
too.
never wore glasses until I was like
Getting
48,
old.
49. I mean, it took a while before I wore glasses, and yeah, it's been. Before that, I never wore them, and
I thought
then
you were 37. Huh?
it's been a bit.
Yeah.
So
Glasses is the theme of the night tonight because I tweeted that out. Whoever needs to pick the stars needs new glasses.
I'm,
Did they
I'm
update that
refreshing.
yet?
I'm refreshing here. They still haven't updated.
By the way,
it.
this
Yeah.
is funny.
Because the guy told him don't put his name up there after that.
I like this.
the Shilly
The
podcast.
Chili podcast.
That's funny. Actually,
I bet if we
That is
used
good.
AI, we could actually change
silly podcast.
into that Chili podcast.
yeah, you probably could.
Chili podcast.
You could probably change it to that.
Yeah.
Put it on a T-shirt.
That's Chili podcast.
Yeah, it's funny.
Bundy, what did you do at the carnival the other day?
I've signed a boob. That was last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. It's just been a while since we did some of these sound drops.
Apparently, so I don't know if you know this, but
Huh.
some kid asked Trevor Zegers for his shoes yesterday.
His shoes.
At the
His
carnival?
at the carnival or Sunday at the carnival.
Oh, I
For
saw
his
that clip.
shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, some kid asked him for his shoes.
Why?
I don't
That's
know. It's
gross.
weird.
I think shoes are.
That's where you got to just be like, nah, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Did he give his shoes?
No, he did not give his shoes.
I got to be honest with you. I think it's weird. Like, even when you see like NBA players, they take the sneakers off after a long game and hand it to a fan. It's like, on one hand, you're like, oh, that's nice of you. And then it's just like, that's gross.
Going home with like a size 17 sweaty sneaker.
Yeah. That's gross. Am I wrong? Am I
Yeah, it's a little weird.
am I in the wrong here? I don't think so.
It's a little weird. I like it like when a football player gives his gloves to a kid. I think that's fine.
Gloves are kind of gross too, but yeah,
Not really.
I guess not as gross. Now a jersey's different. You know, you get a game worn jersey. I think that's a little bit different. Shoes though that seems gross. That seems gross. All right. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll be back on the radio tomorrow, Wednesday night, 6:00. Chickies and Pete's in Marlton. You can check that out on WBCB. You can check that out over on the Snow the Goalie YouTube channel, Facebook, and X. And then, of course, we'll put that in the podcast feed as well on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. I want to thank the audience tonight. We have a very large audience, especially pregame. This might
Yeah,
be one of the bigger
big
audiences of the year across all platforms. So I think
Yeah.
we're around 3,000-ish
Yeah, it's good.
on the night.
Good
So that's pretty darn good. Oh, Nick Abe there. Look at that little shameless promotion there. Thank you, Nick Abe. Yes. The Rush Joy Show on Wednesday as well. You can come join me.
You know what
We'll talk
I
about
know what
the
I've
Flyers.
determined. You know what I think happens now that we have all these negative commenters that we never really had before. I think these are paid agitators by the Russ Joy Show.
Paid agitators?
By the Russ Joy Show.
The Sam Rothstein Show?
Paid?
Yeah, Russ is paying some people.
You
to
think
come
I'm
in and
paying
comment.
people to be angry? That's
to
your
come in and
accusation?
yell at us. Hey,
Why?
Who picked the stars tonight? Jackie?
Oh,
Spiegel?
Ugh.
She's banned from the show. Jackie is banned.
Jackie's banned.
She's getting a temporary
She's going to
ban.
see my tweet too, huh?
I might shoot her a
She
text
wears
right
glasses, though.
Yeah, she does.
now. She's got to get them checked.
New prescription.
How is it? I'm going to text her right now.
She's probably in the locker
Tell
room.
her Bundy,
I don't
Bundy
care what
says he
she's
still
doing.
loves you.
How was Dan Vladar not one of the stars? Question mark. All right. If we get an answer here in the next few seconds, I'll let you know. All right. I think that's probably it. Right?
Good stuff.
Okay.
I think it's funny that it was Jackie.
She's going to
She's going to see that tweet.
Bundy,
too.
how bad was the tweet? Hold on. Let me see.
I mean, she
It wasn't awful.
no,
Oh,
she
okay.
but she listens. She texted me on Sunday, telling because she was up at Penn State for the outdoor game, and she said, on long drive home from Penn State, so I'm listening to the Snow the Goalie from the carnival.
Oh no.
So she listens to like our show nonstop, which is hysterical.
We still love Jackie. Don't get me wrong. I've made some bad picks in the stars before too. Not that bad, but I've made some bad ones.
Not that bad. That was a terrible pick. All right, here we go. Hold on. I'm going to pull this. Where's the Bundy tweet? Where's the other thing? I need the other view. Where's the other view at? There we go. All right. Let's throw us down here. All right, here's the Bundy tweet. Great win by the Flyers, 4-2. Whoever picked the stars tonight needs new glasses. Vladar was not a star. He was unreal tonight. Hashtag Flyers. Nice hashtag, though. Strong hashtag game, Bundy. Strong. All right.
Oh, well.
You know what? You win some, you lose some. And tonight, the Flyers won.
After what the Flyers went through, I know Beauvillier had a good night. Tonight's the night you just go right down the ticket. You go Tippett, Drysdale, Vladar. Thank you. Your night's over. Have a good one. Enjoy the victory, fans.
Oh, this is a good question. Maybe it's something to ponder for tomorrow's show. Nick Abe asks, does Vladar get an extension? He's on a 2-year deal.
Not this year, but I think I think that there's a possibility if he's playing like this early next season that yes. It also depends on where your young goalies are.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting thought. All right. Big thank you to everybody who tuned in live on YouTube, Facebook, and X, and everybody who listens after the fact on the podcast feed. Seriously, do us a favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, ring the bell to get notified whenever we go live with an episode. And if you're on a podcast app like Spotify, you can leave a 5-star rating. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, you can leave a 5-star rating and a 5-star review. It helps us out a lot. Helps other Flyers fans find the show as well. So until Wednesday night, 6 o'clock at Chickies and Pizza Marlton. On the end has been Bundy. You can find him on Twitter at Therien6. Anthony next to me at SanFilippo. Intern Andrew over on the ones and twos at Intern Andrew. I'm on Twitter at JoyOnBroad. Thank you to all of you who tuned in tonight. And we will talk to each and every one of you on Wednesday at Chickies and Pizza Marlton here on the Press Row Show and Snow the Goalie. Good night.